Hey guys, this is Mrs. Harbin, and I have another quick video for you. This one is all about some computer basics, how to organize and save your files. So as we switch to this digital learning, one of the things that I'm finding is that our students, especially our older students, have a lot of experience using apps on their phone. They don't have a whole lot of experience actually working on computers. And so when they've created files on their phone and I've asked them to go to a computer, they don't always know what to do. So I wanted to give you some helpful tips on how to organize and save files from your computer. For those of you planning to start Lord Fairfax classes next year or go to college, this is going to be helpful to you as well in organizing and saving your files. So before we get to that, let's start off by talking about your kitchen. So think of your kitchen at home. All right, this might be just a sample picture of your kitchen, but think to yourself, where are the plates? If you had to go to your kitchen right now and grab the plates, would you be able to find them? What about the cups? And the silverware? Now, for most of us, we can go right into our kitchen and we can find these things because they are always in the same place. Even if you go to somebody else's house, you can typically find the plates, the cups, and the silverware pretty quickly because we tend to put these things in similar places, in logical places. I think about this. Where does the peanut butter go? You probably have a designated spot in your house where it goes, and you're able to find these things because they're always in the same place. It wouldn't make any sense to put your dishes away and just throw them in whatever cabinet is open or leave them all spread out over the counter and hope that somebody can find them. Organizing your computer files is kind of like organizing your kitchen. You're going to create, instead of a cabinet or a drawer for all of your things, you want to create a folder for all of your things. So I'm going to switch to my desktop here so you guys can see just how you can create files on your desktop or on your computer. So this is your desktop. You can see here I don't have a whole lot of things on my desktop. I just have a couple of things that I use all of the time and a few folders here. So you'll see we've already created a folder for our daughter where we can put all of our work and keep that organized. But if you want to create a folder on your desktop, the way that you would do that is using your mouse, right-click, and a menu will pop up, and you can go to New and Folder. So we're going to create a new folder here for Bob, our distance learning student. I'm going to then open that folder, and inside this folder, I'm then going to create other folders for all of the classes that Bob has. Again, think of your kitchen. When you go into your kitchen, you don't have all of your cups, dishes, peanut butter, trash bags, dish detergent all in one place. It's organized into different drawers and different cabinets based on how you use it or what you need it for. So we're going to do the same thing for Bob here. So I'm going to right click again and go to New Folder and create a folder for Math. And right click again, New Folder, and create a folder for English. And I can do that for all of Bob's classes. We'll do one more folder here, one for science. You could do one for history, Spanish, whatever. So we've got all of these different folders created. We can find that very easily because it's right here on the desktop and it says Bob. All right, so that's how you create your drawers, your cabinets, your files. Now let's talk about how we need to name those files. For those of you who have moved before, who have had to pack up belongings, or maybe you've helped put away Christmas decorations. When you put things in boxes, what kinds of things do you put on the outside of the box? Like on your Christmas decorations, do you have a box that says sparkly, shiny, wiry things? Or red and green fuzzy stuff? Probably not. Your Christmas decorations, if they're labeled, probably say something like ornaments, Christmas lights, Christmas tree. For those of you that have moved before, you don't just throw all of your things into a box and write stuff. You usually have a box for kitchen and a box for the bedroom. And on that box, you then label everything that's in the box. The same principle is going to apply when we label our documents here, when we save our documents. Now, the first thing that I always encourage students to do is save their documents right at the beginning. And a lot of them don't understand this. They say, why would I save it? I don't have anything yet typed to save. Well, think about it not so much as saving, but as naming. Hey, when you were a baby and you were born, your parents didn't say, you know what, they're not done yet. We'll wait till they finish growing before we give them a name. They named you right from the beginning, and you need to do the same thing in your documents. Your documents are kind of like your brainchild, so you need to go ahead and give it a name before you put any of your thoughts or ideas on there. So I'm going to go up to File and Save As, and I'm going to give it a name. Now, because I'm going to end up sharing this with other people, I want to name it something that will make sense to other people. So I'm not going to name it Shiny Blinky Things or that one assignment for that one class, right? I'm going to browse over here, and I'm going to go to the folder that this class is for. So if you remember, Bob's folder was on my desktop. So we'll go to Desktop. Here's Bob's folder. And let's say that this is for English class. I'm going to give you some recommendations for naming folders, but I would always encourage you to get into the habit of putting your name on it, last name and first name, so that the teacher can look at it and know right off the bat whose paper this is. So let's make this Smith Bob. So Bob Smith. This is for English class. So we're going to type English, maybe English 8. And let's call this Johnny Tremaine Book Report. All right, so I have my last name, my first name, the class that it's for, and Johnny Tremaine Book Report. So I'm going to go ahead and name that file. It's in the correct file or the correct drawer or cabinet. Here we go. So we save it, and now it's been saved. If you have the desktop version of Office 365, you can see up here there's a button that says Autosave. So I am going to go ahead and click on, and it's going to give me this option for Autosave. Right? I can connect that to my CCNV account, and it will autosave. If I don't connect it, I can't autosave, so I'm just going to hit that Save button every now and then as I type. But my paper is named, it's ready to go. So I've created a file, I've named my document so it's easy for other people to read and understand what's in that paper. Let's go back and talk a little bit more about some organization. So some organization and file naming tips. First, create a folder for each class. You saw me do that for Bob. Then name your files. Just like your parents gave you a name the minute that you were born, they actually thought of a name probably before you were even born. You need to name your document very first thing before you even start typing. You don't want a bunch of document ones hanging around your computer, so name it right at the beginning. A suggested format for names is this: your last name, then your first name, then the class, and then the assignment. Now you see that I have that typed two different ways. One's with spaces in between each word, and one's without spaces. Several years ago, Microsoft didn't let you put spaces between words in a file name, so it wouldn't let you do this. So you'll see sometimes older documents have no spaces because that was the only thing that Microsoft allowed you to do. Right? The reason, again, that you're putting all of this information in the name of your file so that when you share that with your teacher or somebody else, they can very quickly look at the file name and know whose it is, what class it's for, and what assignment it is. Okay? Putting things like that one paper thingy that I had to do doesn't help you remember where it is. It doesn't help you find it quickly. And it also doesn't help the teacher when they're going through a bunch of different documents organize their work. So this is to benefit you and to benefit the teacher. All right, guys, that's it. I'll leave these tips up there for you. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I will be happy to answer them for you. Have a great weekend.